What's up, YouTube? Mini Minchino here, and welcome to the finale of our replica apartment house build thing. This is basically the final episode of the first, I guess, segment of Season 1. And as we, or not even Season 1, I don't want to label these as seasons, but that's all I can think of. Part-ish, one, sort of creative builds. The pilot stage, I guess. And as we come up on this wonderful sunset, we can see our lovely house in the distance. We're gonna fly up here and head on toward it because today is tour day. Now, things aren't finalized over here because again, we've got our whole city planning and there's gonna be a bridge coming off right here. But imagine we just walked off the bridge, we're here, and we just see this. I think it's quite nice. There's a way to the back and there's a way to the front. Or there's like a way, yeah, this is the way to the front, this is the way to the back. And it's just river over here. Just a wonderful way down to the river. You can just, whoever, I guess, lives here can just, you know, climb on down. It's a bit of a tight river over here, you know. No big dealio. It's kind of a thing. But yeah, we're gonna actually go ahead and take a tour of this build. For anybody that's new to this series that just showed up, this is actually the perfect place to show up because we're going to be explaining pretty much everything that has gone on in the series. So if for whatever reason you don't want to go back and watch the whole series, that is entirely okay, though I highly encourage that you do. But if not, let's stop dilly-dallying and deal with this. So, we first started building this place as a replica of my current apartment. So, right here we have the entrance area, which is wider than the in real life sort of dealio. So we've got, you know, our front closet here, and we've got a nice little carpet here, which we do actually have in real life. It just does not look like that and is not as wide. I just couldn't make it look good. Maybe if I took these off, but then it would look weird. I don't know. Either way, first room on the right here is our kitchen. Also bigger than the original, slightly wider. It just, when I rebuilt it, it just felt too cramped. So, you know, yeah. So we've got, you know, just a random stool here. We've got our grocery cart here, which actually is a different color now, so I might even consider changing that. But, you know, for the sake of the original build, we'll keep it green. And this guy here is supposed to be a representation of a cupboard that I built for, like, extra space in our kitchen. We have our toaster oven in the middle there. Our rice cooker sits on top and stuff like that. This window I added just for view and just to make it look more like a house from the front and stuff. Here we have our fridge, which just consists of iron blocks and iron doors. I keep forgetting to mention that I am using a texture pack called Modern HD that I found on Planet Minecraft, so feel free to look that up so that you can use it as well, because I think it's a pretty good texture pack. It makes things a little bit challenging sometimes, but I think overall it's pretty good. So there's that. Definitely stainless steel fridge action going on there. We got some cupboardry over, sea lantern lighting, double stove, because why not? And yeah, I don't know if you can hear what's going on right now, but it's like a really thundery, gross day out today. So I don't know if you're hearing any of that wind, but it is absolutely insane, and I apologize for that. Anyway, coming over here, we've got basically two more ways to go. This is the living room, dining room area, and this is like the bedroom, bathroom area, I guess, slash recording studio. So over here, this is, I just put a crafting table because originally this was meant to be like, what if my apartment was created in survival mode and was a survival base, but I didn't want to do it in survival mode because it would take too long, so there's that. I also have a representation of my boyfriend's lighter collection up here, which we actually do have. It's a small little collection of just really cool looking lighters, actually, I'm not gonna lie. And over here is meant to be a really big mirror that we have hanging on our wall. It's like perfect fit for this wall. So there is that, but we have this like cherry blossomy picture type thing, which is actually kind of perfect because for over here by the dining room is normally a solid wall, by the way. So this solid wall, just kind of, you know, whatever, because it's an apartment. This is just a way down to the extra place I made. Over around this area, I bought a picture, or rather my boyfriend bought me a picture to put up here. And it's of a cherry blossom tree, which I think just kind of mirrors this, which is kind of amazing. So yeah, we've got this little table. I think it looks fairly modern. Just some glass panes, black carpet, and some slab chairs, I guess. Nice little serving window here. In real life, we have our Keurig machine up here, so we can grab our coffee in the morning in the dining room. Just grab our mugs and we're set, basically. And we have our living room right here. I think it's quite nice. This one is also bigger than the original. Couches are way bigger than the original. Everything really is, except for maybe the TV. Well, it's actually hard to tell, to be honest with you. But yeah, we've got our TV, we've got our lights over here, and these are supposed to represent our lava lamps, which actually aren't in this location in real life, but you know, there you go. This should be a wooden table too, but we have a glass table here, and the other wooden table's over there, so there's that. And over here is where we normally have our display case, and like a little blacklight thing over there, so I just put this up here. Still not entirely sure if I like it, but you know, that's okay. I may consider having it like stick down from the ceiling or something, I'm not sure. But that's okay. Over here we have essentially nothing. This is supposed to represent, it looks exactly like the lava lamp ones, I know. But it's supposed to represent this like little cylindrical paper lamp we have in the corner here, and it just looks so good there. I don't know, it's kind of awesome. This guy is supposed to be like a recliner that I want to get my boyfriend one of these days, but now we have a little sewing table over there so that we can actually chill on our computers in the living room and stuff. Mostly I do, but it's there, it's available for both of us to use kind of deal. And this guy is like our air conditioning heating unit thing that interfered with our Wi-Fi signal when we first moved in, and it was a pain in the butt. So I had to get like a really long cable to connect to our internet port here, and actually physically move the router and drag the cable along here, all the way behind this guy, and all the way over here, because there's like a little plug here and stuff. So we have our router actually set up in front of the mirror. I decided not to represent that here, just because I felt like it would just kind of be a little bit awkward to get by. But yeah, this is essentially our our apartment here. This area here actually was added in because this place is actually bigger than the original, like I've been saying, so I was able to actually create a fictional storage room here. So, you know, we've got some chests and stuff up in here, and it's pretty cool, you know, just some extra bits. This guy here is our main bathroom, so we've got, you know, towel down there, toilet paper down there, our nice little shower, which you can't actually enter without breaking the blocks, but I felt like that wasn't the biggest deal, to be honest, but, you know, I feel like it looks like a shower. We just imagine it slides open and stuff. This is my poor representation of a toilet. I still don't know what to do for that. If you guys have ideas, let me know. This is our cupboard above the toilet, sink, and mirror, and that about wraps it up. It's not very big, but it functions very, very well. I actually quite like it. It actually has more storage than we need. We have another mirror hanging here that I decided to represent with another painting, and I like the paintings in the modern HD. They actually look quite nice. And then we have two more rooms up here. And yes, there was another door in the living room. I will show you that momentarily, but we're going to go through these two rooms first. First we have our wonderful, like, I was going to turn around to close the door, but I really don't need to. First we have our spare room / recording studio. This is the room I am currently sitting in right now, and I know I point that out every time I do a tour of this, but it's true, and it's really, really trippy to me. So, you know, there is that. So we have, you know, our TV that I'll record my console-based Let's Plays from, and we've got like a little filing cabinet over here. This one has an eyeball on it, so I think that's pretty dang cool. It also makes ender noises because it's an ender chest. We get another closet over here. This is like our storage where we put all of our extra stuff that we don't use on a regular basis. This is fictional, doesn't actually exist in real life, but it would actually kind of be cool if it did. But the original bed, which is supposed to be represented by this guy, actually extends all the way to the end, so there is that. Ideally, actually, this should be one back, but I think that actually cuts into the closet in the main room, so yeah, there's that. We've also got a nice little ottoman over here, which is also sort of the nightstand for this bed. It's a little bit, we have a bit of a weird setup. We've got a lamp up here, nice curtains going on, and this is the desk and chair that I'm currently sitting at right now. This, actually funny story, is supposed to represent a desk that is actually now in our master bedroom, because I finally got my old desk back from my brother, and we decided not to throw out the other desk, which we lost the top of, so we were using cardboard for it. My boyfriend was like, oh, I'll use it as like a folding table, so I went out and got some duct tape and secured the cardboard to the desk, because we figure we're not, by this point, we're not going to get a new top for it, which is unfortunate. So, yeah, and that desk looks very similar to what is representing here, so I figure I don't need to change it. There's just drawers here, and it looks really nice and sleek and stuff. Really fits the room really well, really well. But that essentially wraps up this room right here. This is probably one of my favorite rooms in the house, to be honest. Well, I mean, I can do my YouTube in here. It's pretty sweet. But this whole place I really love. Speaking of another room I really love, actually, this is the master bedroom. You can actually get most of it in the shot right here, and that is, whoops, that is kind of amazing. So, we got a dresser right here. Couldn't figure out how to put a mirror in because it's only a one wide wall. So maybe I'll put a painting there or something, you know, something to go on. Dresser here, lamps here, or slab nightstands with some sea lanterns pushed onto armor stands, which have been just sort of crammed into the wall with some piston action. We've got some bed shenanigans going on over here. Nice other window right above the bed. You know, I guess we gotta hope it doesn't leak when it rains. That would suck actually quite a bit. We've got a big old window over here. Maybe I should consider opening some of these curtains, but I didn't. And then we've got, you know, a nice cupboard over here. Not big on these door textures, but it's fine. It functions, I guess. Maybe I'll consider putting something else there. I don't know. We've got, like, our laundry thing over here, and we've got our really big closet. Whoops. It's kind of hard to aim when you're... Yeah, this got some Minecrafty stuff in it. But essentially, that is it, except for this very tiny bathroom. Very tiny bathroom. It is just as cramped in real life as it is here. Toilet, very, like, no room to walk unless you want to, you know, jump on the toilet. Mirror and sink, and that's kind of about it. Very claustrophobic. That is my least favorite room in the house. But there it is. So this is basically a slightly modified recreation of the apartment my boyfriend and I are currently living in. Now, as you can see, I've created a hole in the wall that goes downstairs. We will be going there momentarily. But I'd like to show you what's over here because we have a balcony. Now this balcony currently has a representation of what's supposed to be like a sound system, because we got like a whole party area out here and a pool and stuff. And yeah, we've got like a seat for the person who wants to be DJ, representation of their laptop, which I guess is normally in there, and just these big old speakers. They're just wool blocks that just big black speakers. And that's essentially it. Not too much to this balcony, really. Excuse me, just kind of, just kind of basic, not a big deal. If you guys have any better ideas, feel free to let me know. And, yeah, there might be future tours of this place, so, it's all good. Now, we shall head to the basement and see what goes down over here. This is actually a side door that goes out. This goes back up to the front, and that goes toward the back. We'll take a look at that later. If anything, we're going to end up looping back around. So, yeah. Also, I'm going to apologize in advance if this video ends up being a little bit long, but that is the way things go sometimes. So this little area, as we continue down here, leads over to, I guess, a makeshift laundry area. It's probably like the worst representation of that ever, but somebody using this as a base could have, like, just a little section to put like necessary items that you're gonna take with you and stuff like that. I don't know. But anyway, this kind of opens up into a heavily modified recreation of my boyfriend's old condo, and I mean heavily. His condo was very small, very angular. It had all kinds of weird design stuff going on, so it was very, very hard to recreate properly. And to be honest, I got it mostly wrong, save for the general layout. So there's that. I got it so wrong that the bedroom could be divided up into 2 rooms. So there is that. So we're gonna go ahead and start here. We have our little bathroom over here. It's bigger than the ones upstairs, actually. We've got another shower over here. I kind of like the blue and stuff like that. And, you know, lighting. Big mirror over here. Sink. Another craptacular toilet. And some shelving and towels down there. Mouse, dear, don't freeze on me. It's not helpful. So that is essentially the bathroom. Not too complicated, not too crazy. But here we have another bedroom. The original bedroom has like a diagonal wall coming this way. It's kind of weird. I don't even understand like how that makes any like architectural sense, given the way it was like lined up with the rest of the building and stuff. Like, it was very weird. His building was one of those ones that would like curve partway through, and he was right on like that weird curvy corner, so things got very complicated. But yeah, nice little carpet, dresser, double bed with a footboard, because why the heck not? Lamps. This is birch furniture actually, which I haven't used anywhere else in this house. But yeah, nice little thingy here. And a nice big closet in here, so, you know, storing all your items and stuff and things and all kinds of goodness. Another closet over here as we leave the bedroom. Another random crafting table, ender chest, anvil station, I guess. And then we get to a room that I had a little bit of trouble with, actually. The dining room area, because this was originally going to be a storage room. And the eating area was going to be like right around here. There was going to be like a little bit of a thing over here to get into the storage room. You'd go around it and blah blah blah. There's all kind of weirdness. The eating area was really, really small, which is true to real life, but it looked awful. So I decided we're going to make a nice big old room over here. So we got more slab chairs, we got some carpeting, got a nice table and some paintings, and some uniquely placed lighting. And, you know, just some general paintings around, which I think ended up looking pretty cool. Pretty, like, not complicated, but pretty cool. Not too bad. Going back toward the bedroom here, I hope I'm not going too fast, but I don't want to take absolutely forever. I keep turning around to close doors out of habit. That's not good. But going back over here, we have a nice little office. So, over here we've got like a nice big old bookshelf kind of dealio. Got some nice, side detail with the shelves, I guess. Another plant, another carpet thingy, another painting, nice little window, another lamp, bigger desk than the one upstairs in the, representation of my spare room. And we have a Mac screenshot. That's actually a painting that was put into Modern HD, so yeah, I thought it was like perfect. So we got another laptop going on over here and a mouse and stuff. Looks pretty cool. One thing I don't like is when you go to the side of it, you see the shadow of it. Not big on that. It looks fine for these, not so for this. But I'm gonna roll with it, it's fine. You look at it straight on, it's like spot on, so, you know, it's cool. So now, there's actually only 2 more rooms here before we can check out the outside. One of them being the kitchen down here. I think this kitchen actually turned out pretty cool. We got some stove action going on over here. Nice counter space. This kitchen was actually very tiny in real life. Like, our sinks would have been like right here. We would have had like 2 feet of counter space. And the fridge would normally be like right here. Whoops. So yeah, very small. So I dramatically increased the size, stretched it out quite a bit. Got a nice big old clock over it. Well, actually it's not that big. Nice clock over here. And, you know, just some cupboards and stuff like that. Not too complicated. And big old serving window, which is kind of amazing. That serving window looks into the living room, which I created a nice big old TV area. Got some speakers going on. Plants. Nice wooden enclosure for the TV, I guess. And some couches, one there and one there, which in the original, this living room is completely different. The couch was originally along here. The big long mirror we had upstairs was along the top, and the TV was actually over here. But since this is heavily stretched out and stuff, I felt that this was a better way to arrange the living room, because the TV had its own like little spot to chill in and stuff like that. And this guy here is the sliding door leading out to what would be the solarium, but I made like a back sort of patio thing? Not entirely sure. But over here, I have added, I've never shown this on video before. It's exclusive content, I guess? I mean, it's not that impressive, but, you know, I've just added some lighting, which is just these end rods sticking down. Just like a nice seating area out here with a little table, and another big old table seating area. Maybe people want to play cards outside or something, who knows. But yeah, this is essentially the outdoor porch patio of this particular place. My thinking originally was that 2 tenants would be here. Like a couple upstairs and maybe a couple downstairs, who knows. So that's pretty much my thinking there, and like this is supposed to be an imaginary sliding door, which not survival friendly, but that's when I started to stray away from the what if this was a survival base kind of deal. So, you know, there's that. So now we actually get to the outer area. You saw this pathway design before, and this is going to eventually lead to a brand new cave dwelling down here. I'm going to do some decorating. It looks like poop right now. But, you know, we'll sort that out. This is going to be the way to get to the upper area for the cave home and stuff like that. We'll work on that. And then this area right here, this is the downstairs way to get to this area, and I figured it made the most sense to come from this way. So we're going to come up here, and welcome to the back deck. This is an area that both, I guess, family tenants would share. So you come up here, you're greeted with some tables. You're greeted with the sort of sight of the sound system behind the garden and stuff. Nice big wide garden-y type area and stuff like that. And you got a nice big old pool and a hot tub. This hot tub is geothermal. You've got some whatchamacallit, magma blocks over here heating up the water and stuff like that. I'm just, you know, thinking of it as like these rocks are being, you know, heated through an external energy source or whatever. And then you've got your pool, which is kind of amazing. I've even designed a little entrance and exit sort of dealio, which is pretty cool. I like the way the glazed terracotta looks in this game. They all have the same pattern. Or not even this game, this texture pack. They all have the same pattern, so you can use whatever color you want and get the same design out of it. Whereas I find that the glazed terracotta in the default texture pack is a lot harder to work with because they're all different patterns and feature many different colors and stuff, so they're harder to work with. Not impossible, but harder. So we've got, moving on, we've got more tables over here, like more picnic-y style sort of things, kind of like the ones over, like pretty much the ones over there. But yeah, just basically like a little party area to eat and stuff like that. Speaking of eating, we have this barbecue that I took forever to build. We've got, you know, the iron doors down here, the bottom ones, they are basically where you put your food, obviously. And this guy's, the ones on top are like the cover for it, I guess. I don't know. Then I've got like the areas on the sides to put your either tools or you know, whatever, and then just, I guess, general controls down there. I don't know. Apparently this design has gone over fairly well, so yay. And next to that, we have our serving table. So when the food's all done and stuff, and there's parties happening, you know, people from upstairs or downstairs or guests we'll come here and just place food for people to come and grab, and they can do whatever. And yeah, I kind of like what I did with the garden over here too, though. I feel like I'm jumping from thing to thing and going crazy, and that's not okay. But I'm gonna roll with it. I like what I did with the garden over here. I lowered a piece of it down and just added it here because it was just so like wide and empty. I wanted something here. I didn't know what to do, so I'm like, okay, let's put a garden here. This is basically acacia wood with stone pressure plates on top to cover the orange, because honestly I don't think it looks particularly great with the orange. And under these leaves are more sea lanterns just to kind of give it some light. And actually, speaking of light, I have these guys up here. These things here are actually daylight sensors that look like solar panels. I have a couple rows of them up there, as you can see, on top of the roof. And I've actually switched these guys for night mode. So they actually take in, like, the darkness level, I guess. So when it's nighttime, these lights will turn on, because I originally had these as glowstone. But I switched them to redstone lamps. Turns out, simply having a daylight sensor will trigger them, which is kind of amazing. So I figured that made for simple functioning light. Give this a little bit more dynamicness, and I have those kind of scattered around here, around this guardrail railing fence. Words are not coming to me at the moment, and to be honest, this pretty much concludes everything, because as we come around here, there's not really much of anything here. I don't know if it needs anything. I don't know. I kind of like the openness. People just can come chill, look off in the distance. I don't know, do whatever. Do whatever it is that people do. What do people do? I don't know. And then this brings us back into the house here, which we were already here earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this place properly. Close that. And this little pathway here is kind of, it's a little bit weird, but it leads back around to the front. And again, we're going to have a bridge leading off to other places and stuff like that right here. My vision for this city is basically to make like a modern city that embraces nature and kind of layers the technology over the nature without intentionally disrupting it, you know? So it's going to be the lower level, reaching up to the higher level is going to be nature, and then above that is going to be, you know, modern. But the modern is also going to be reaching down into the homes and stuff among the nature. It's like a fusion-y layer thing. I don't know if I'm wording it right, but there it is. But you know what, you guys? I think that'll be pretty good for this little tour here. We've gone on for almost half an hour. I apologize for that. But there you go. I seem to be making really long videos lately. I hope that's not an issue for a lot of people. But for now, instead of rambling further, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, when we start working on other homes and other really awesome shenanigans, Minnie out.